good morning, folks. I don't even know why in the world I put that timer on there because most of the time I start earlier. So, anyway, good morning, folks. Hold on, let me make sure we verify audio real quick. Folks, I don't even know. All right, so good. The audio's there. Hey, good morning, everybody. I hope y'all are all doing great. AJay the CEO here. Thank you for joining me. I'm excited. We got a lot of exciting stuff going on. I can't even contain myself. That's the reason why I jumped ahead. Man, we got a lot of great things. We just hit 49,000 subscribers, so we are under 1,000 away from our giveaway. I am so excited about that. Just thanking God and everything about even getting to this level. I was sitting back wondering if we would even get to 1,000, and we're on our way to 100,000 and many more. And the silver play button. And Chuck and Josh, you didn't think I remembered, but I'm supposed to give y'all a chicken dance or something when I hit 100,000 subscribers. So I didn't forget about it. And I'm putting my phone on vibrate and mute so that I won't get any disruptions. Hey, folks, thank you so much for joining. If you don't mind, go ahead and hit that like button. I would hope you'll be subscribed because that's the only way you can comment on videos like this. We got Mike there with Mjolnir knocking people out if people act up. But thank you so much for joining. Let me go through and holler at everybody who's joining me today. Anthony, what is going on? I got a new monitor, so now it's bigger, so I'm looking down. That's what I'm looking at. Yep, my cousin Derek up on here. What's going on? Mr. Clarence, what is going on? Creative for Fun. We about ready to be up there next weekend. Y'all gonna see her on camera there. Hello, hello. Francisco, what is going on? Crossworks. New. Thanks for joining. Hello, hello. C. Anderson from San Fran, a place I've always wanted to visit. I wanted to visit the Golden Gate Bridge as well as Alcatraz. Oh, and I want to go down that curvy road that y'all are so famous for and see the hill where Full House, they took the picture of the houses. I always wanted to be there. But thank you for joining. Norm up here cutting up already. We're going to get to it, folks. Good morning. Parker, what is going on, sir? I am doing great. Thank you for joining. Daryl, what is going on up the street from me? What's going on? Edward Nickerson. Hello, hello. Good morning. Mike, again, he's the one that got me on there, knocking people out if you act up. Hey, good morning, sir. And that hum is coming from my mic. I don't know why it's doing that. It's overdoing some protection on here. Hold on a second. All right, I turned it down a little bit, but let me know if the sound is fine for y'all. Mr. Daniel, hey, good morning. Mr. Perez, what's going on? I'm going to get to y'all's questions here. Just hollering at everybody real quick. Mr. John, good morning. You know what? Y'all ruin it. So we're just going to go ahead and do it real quick. But Chris, good morning. Gospel Talk Live ATL, good morning. Mitch Roy, what is going on? And Brian Jones, hey, good morning. So let's go ahead and get all this stuff out of the way. Last week, we were talking about it, all of us, y'all media folks, we all working hard, folks. And we've been having some interesting stuff going on, and I quickly forgot what button I was supposed to press. Oh, well, if I hit the wrong one, we'll figure it out. Was it news? No. I set myself up. Anyway, let's go backwards here. So what I want to do is share with y'all the fact that we've been working really hard. And is that my picture? Let me do this. I want to announce because honestly, I keep hearing all this stuff kept going around. So I was feeling kind of guilty and convicted. So we have our round table this Sunday, but it's going to be different because we're going to be talking about the second annual E-Missionary Conference that we are going to be planning. I'm excited about this, folks, because it helped out a lot of people last year, and a lot of people have been talking about it. I've been seeing it on different forums, everything like that. And let me take the picture down. We're going to be looking out for that. So the conference call that we're going to do this Sunday, we're going to be talking about the planning and the strategies. I'm going to do this a little bit differently. Last time we had sessions that people can join, but unfortunately people were missing stuff. So this is going to be a conference from beginning to the end where we're going to have just classes from beginning to end and just go back to back. We're going to try that to see how that works. This is going to be all online again. We're going to be working out the details, setting up everything. Since I've migrated away from WordPress because of an issue that we had earlier this year, we're going to be seeing if we can contact some other folks that we had a partnership with last year, see if we can do that, or we're just going to stream it in one fell swoop and do a production on the back end and have y'all join. And I'm sorry, I'm turning my fan on because it's hot. Hopefully this won't be too loud and obtrusive. So be on the lookout for that, folks. It is going to be this year. Again, because this time last year is when we did it. So I procrastinated, so my apologies for that. But really excited about getting some other stuff in place for the conference. Okay, I thought I was muted there. But really excited. So anybody who was teaching last year, hey, you are more than welcome to come back. I already had Justin said he is excited about wanting to teach again. Hey, I'm excited about that. And if you missed the chance to teach and you want to teach, hey, come to the call. It's going to be, go to the Facebook group. All that information is on there for our Zoom call. So it's not going to be our regular roundtable unless the Spirit leads to go in that direction. Really want to talk about the planning of getting this stuff done so we can have this conference. It might be a little bit later in the year so that we have enough time to put everything together, but it will happen because it just seems like the body is asking for it. So really excited about that. What's the other announcement? It was something else I was supposed to do. What was it? I'm actually stalling because I'm trying to find the right button that I had it linked to. Oh, okay. So we had a discussion as well too, and we've all been working hard. So this is what I propose to you all. Yes, that's right. We have a E-Missionary, the first E-Missionary Cruise on the Liberty of the Seas, scheduled for April 24th through the 28th of next year, leaving out of Fort Lauderdale, going to Coco Cay and Nassau, Bahamas. And based off of what everybody said, it is only a Monday through Friday, so you'll be back for your service on Saturday or Sunday. All the information for this trip is on our Facebook group. Again, I've already made an event that you can go there. We have a group code, we got discounts, all that sort of stuff. Currently right now, we have 30 rooms set aside. That is 10 rooms for interior rooms, 10 rooms for ocean view, 10 rooms for actually 9 for a balcony, because I already just booked mine this morning. I'm the first one on there, but hey, it's not going to be like a conference. It's going to be just all of us who are willing to want to come to just hang out and relax. Instead of us just talking online and stuff like that, and we all watching the videos, or we interacted on Facebook, it's just a time that I want to put out there for like-minded folks, just like we have our Zoom calls, just to hang out and relax. If you've never been on a cruise, oh, you are going to have a time if you come with me on a cruise, because I love cruises. I love being a tour guide and taking everybody around and then just relaxing. This is something I've always wanted to do, is just take a family cruise. And a lot of y'all I consider family. We're all here, and I just want to just have a day. This is my first step in having a National Media Ministry Appreciation Day. Now, Norm was messing with me saying I was going to pay. No, I'm not going to pay for everybody, but I will pay for one person. That is a giveaway. If we can, one of the stipulations that we have with Royal Caribbean is we need to at least fill 8 rooms get 8 rooms filled in the first 30 days. What's going to happen is everybody who books in that 30 days or after, I believe they said it's they get a $50 cruise credit for their room, and then I think it's another $50 on top of that as well. So you're gonna have a $100 credit. If you've never been on a cruise, they charge for double occupancy. Since I'm going by myself, I had to pay for 2 people in the room. Don't commit me to this because I'm trying to remember the numbers off the top of my head, because all of this is on the Facebook group. I think a balcony, I always do an ocean balcony. That's just me. But a ocean balcony price, which all of these prices do not include transportation to Fort Lauderdale. So your airfare, your train tickets, whatever way that you want to go, you got to pay for that. And your gratuities, you can always throw your gratuities in the payment. But if you got a ocean view balcony, it is $1,179.70. If you want to do just an ocean view, that's $989.70. And an interior room is $869.70. That doesn't come to me at all in any way, shape, or form. There is no affiliate. There is no nothing. You call in Royal Caribbean, use the group number, and you pay them. Nothing comes to me in any way, shape, or form. So, if you have any way, and also that price that I told you is for 2 people in a room. So it's not $989 for 2 people. No, that's the total price for if 2 people were in the room. So me being by myself, I have to pay for the ocean balcony. I'm paying $1,179.70. You don't have to pay everything up front. It is a $200 deposit to hold you, and you have up until the end of February of next year to make your last final payment. I think it's like 90 days before the cruise leaves. And again, it leaves on August 24th through the 28th. I'm really excited about that, folks. And if Josh jumps on here, help a brother out. Josh, we want to get him to go, but he wants to, we trying to tell him if he just sells some of that Apple stuff, he can actually pay for it. But anyway, that's what I'm excited about, folks. So let me know. And again, this is our first, so we're going to try and work on doing some other stuff. So I think that's enough blabbing. I'm just excited about that. And yeah, we're almost at 50,000 as well too. But anyway, let's go ahead and get to some questions. And somebody did a question early at the beginning. Mitch Roy sent one. It can't come up because I hadn't started this yet, but I'll just read off what it was. He says, someone who owns a A10 Mini Pro, he stated that the HDMI out stopped showing videos from a firmware update. I took it and went over the settings. Everything appears to be in order, but there is no video. I checked the frame rate, but nothing changed. Any recommendations? So what I want to do is maybe give you an option for this. So this is my ATEM that's controlling what I'm doing right now. I had this issue with Abundant Life Church. If you have your outputs here, make sure you have this output not set to something wrong first to see if that if you get some type of video out on the HDMI out, because I had mine locked to aux, and the aux was locked on black, and it didn't show anything until I had to go through. If that doesn't work and everything is set, your output is set to program or whatever this output you want it to be on, make sure you could downgrade the firmware and then just see if that works. If that doesn't work, or re-push the firmware. Like, one of the things, if you need to reset this, what you got to do is turn off the ATEM, hold down the mic 1 button, and just keep holding it down, and then power it on while you still have the mic 1 button on, and then you should be able to connect to it through a USB to the setup program, and you can flash it again or do a firmware update. So if you hold this down, you'll be able to get to this and then do a reset and all this other stuff with your firmware, or it's kind of like a factory reset. So try that. If that doesn't work, contact Blackmagic, and you're gonna have to do something with a warranty or a repair. All right, hopefully that helps. All right, let's see what else we got out here. Francisco, Mr. West, on the AJay Pro, there is an option to capture video. I have not read up on it yet, but what exactly does it mean? Well, Francisco, that is if you had a capture card inside your computer. That is what that stands for. So, like right now, I'm on my system, but let me change this so that you're seeing my streaming system. Streaming PC. All right, so that's the streaming PC right now. So let me open up the ATEM software over there. And the reason this is different is because I actually have an ATEM capture card in that system. And that's what that really kicks off. So he's talking about the output capture video right here. See, I have an option here because I have a Blackmagic capture card, and this is just being able to capture directly through the capture card to do video capture. That's what that is. If you don't have a actual capture card inside your computer, that's why it doesn't show up as anything. So like if I switch this back over to my system here and I go to output, see, I don't have one. Please install a Blackmagic Design desktop video capture card. That's all that does. So early on, like at Antioch, the older ATEM, you could actually, I think a firmware update actually broke this, but you could actually connect to your computer over USB and you could pull in video that way. That got turned off or something in our early firmware, because that's how we used to do it. And then we had to do a capture card, and then that's what that's for. Long story short. So hopefully that answers your question. Mr. Perez here. Hello, AJ. We need 2 affordable and reliable PTZs. Would you recommend the Famaco or the AJaytheCEO? Thank you for sharing your insight and wisdom. It's really helpful. Honestly, well, thank you first off. I have not used that second brand that you've talked about, but I've used the Famacos tons and tons and tons of times, and I've had other churches who've used them for over 3 years without any issue. So that would be my go-to right now between those two, and that's only because I've never used the other brand that you mentioned. John said, I wouldn't do this, but it's funny. Don't do this in real life. Today, if somebody acts up, Mike can throw him overboard. Anthony was saying, how did I create the lower thirds? That was all in a bundle in After Effects. I went through and changed up some stuff. So let me see if I can actually find the one that I used, because I've been making some new graphics on here. And where is it? It's After Effects 2022. And I think it was this one. Let me see. Minimal. Let's open this one up. And even though I use After Effects, I really want to learn how to use Fusion, because After Effects is buggy as I don't know what, and it crashes like crazy, which I try to not do any big stuff with them anymore, because I've done a lot of work and then the stuff just crashes like crazy. All right, so these are some of my recent lower thirds that I've used. So where's it at? Subscribe card. So this is like the one I've used recently. So that's the whole thing. I just come in here, I change my icon, my logo, put that in there, and then come in here and change the text, and that's it. And it's already been done. And they have a couple of them that you could go through. I could put a video here if I wanted to. This is the one that you saw that I have here that's in a lower third format. The other one would be like in the middle of the screen. And Yeah, same one, but I could have a video there. And this is one that has not been edited. Let me fit the screen. So here, all I would do is come in here, put my video or whatever right there, and that's it. So that's how I do these. And then I rendered these as a batch of PNG images. So if I come out here into my folder for Resolve, this is where I keep all of my stuff. I bundle all of this, and I need to get back and start doing my church post-production so y'all can see how this works. But all of those images are like here. It's a whole, instead of a video, you could do it in a video, but these are all transparent images, and inside of vMix, it plays it like it's animated, or in DaVinci Resolve, it plays like it's animated, and that's it. That's all we do on there. So that was the consultation one. So if I hit consultation here, it's playing all of those images in order, and then it also includes the fade in and the fade out. So it should go away here in a second. Or did I lock it at the end? I think I stopped. I told vMix to get to a certain point and just stop. So that's why that's not going away. Compared to this one, I have it play, and then it does the full thing and fades out. That's all we did, and that's through After Effects. But I really want to learn how to do all of that in Fusion so I can stop paying for. Well, I'm gonna still use Photoshop. Never mind. So hopefully that helps. That was a template that I got off of Envato Elements. So very good purchase for that. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry, I just didn't know your name. My apologies, but thank you for joining. Chris is watching from the Philippines. Awesome. Let's see. Advent Flame, what's going on? Shane and Hannah, hello, hello. Daryl, having a slight problem with OBS streaming to YouTube. I can't get OBS to stream full size to YouTube. It shows the Facebook page profile on OBS. Now, are you saying it's like not in 720p or something like that? Give me a little bit more detail, because I'm not fully understanding what the issue is. Well, I understand there, Mr. Garrett, but then what we need to do is you need a much needed vacation. Maybe like that cruise ship would help you out. And then we can have a round table there, be able to sit down and chill, relax. Oh, and just let y'all know, I don't plan on having no meetings, nothing like that. Hey, we can have a meetup and we can just talk and have like a round table if y'all want. Because of a group, we defaultly are able to get a conference room so we can just sit down and chill. Me personally, hey, I'm just trying to relax. Like most of the time when I go and stuff like this, because we work so hard, I gotta turn the brain off for a little bit and just relax. But yeah, we need to do something. I know I'm gonna do another round table, like not on a Sunday but on a different day. But for me, during the week is really busy for me. But we'll see. So I understand there, Shane Hannah. You never know. We might actually try and, depending on how successful this goes, we might try and do something in different locations from different countries so other people can participate. Because I understand that's a bit much to try and come if you're not in the United States, or even if you're on the West Coast, to try and do there. But this is a trial, and we want to try and do some other stuff, because this is something I want to do annually, that we might bounce around to different locations and give everybody a time to hang out, meet each other, and just relax. So be on the lookout for some other stuff, because I am open to some other ideas. I was even thinking about just, doing a hotel thing at a resort and everybody just relax or something. But good morning, Carriers of the Covenant. Where is the book at this time? Honestly, the book is still at around like 60%. I'm gonna sit down and try and work on some other stuff as well too. Like I said, I am. Let me show you. And I hate that Microsoft Office has changed their layout, and it just is annoying. to me why they do stuff. They make all this innovation that no one asked for. So here it is, folks. So I mean, it is here. We got some more stuff that we gotta finish up. So it's not that this thing is empty. We just got a lot more stuff that we got to do. So some of these are my layouts. These are the chapters I need to finish up and stuff like that. So we got about at least 20 more chapters. These are the people who are here. Your names are on here. They're pre-ordered. So like I said, you could always contact me if you want a refund for that, because I really appreciate the fact that you even did this. And again, I apologize for the delay, but it is a work in progress, and it shall be done, folks. So that's where we stand right now. Also, I'm actually going to be. Did they just uninstall this? Anyway, Office changing stuff I didn't want. Let's see. Mike here was saying on Wednesday, Aaron and John and Joseph and some others did a stream day where it went from one stream to the other. Conference could maybe do that. Hey, we'll talk about it as well. That's what kind of I was thinking about as well too. Robert here was like, how is the Pursuit PTZ working out? Thanks for the video review. It's working great. I mean, Reconciliation, Church of God in Christ, that's their back camera. The other one is right here on the floor. So what I have is, just in case, because we're getting ready to hit the our 50,000 subscribers, which is going to be a giveaway. I'm going to have this one. I'm going to see if I can try and keep this one not try and keep it. There were some other ministries that have reached out to me. What I think I'm going to do is actually hold on to this and add this to a giveaway for our 50,000 subscribers. So yes, it's working great. Yeah, I am going to do that. I'm going to hold on to this one, and this will be a tertiary prize. Well, one of the prizes to our 50,000 subscriber giveaway. So y'all never know. You might win one of them. You never know. AJ, get off the Apple stuff. No. Where's my Jean-Luc Picard from Star Wars? I mean, not Star Wars. Wow, messed up. Star Trek Generations, where it's like, no, we'll set the line here. No, and then he flips the table over. No, that was what's that? Star Trek No, that wasn't Generations. That was the one when they went back in time and stopped the Borg from First Contact. That's what it was. Star Trek First Contact. Anyway. Back to Mitch Roy. The output is set to multi-view and program. All right, so if it is set to that, then you might try and change from program to one of the inputs, one of the direct inputs, HDMI 1, 2, 3, whatever, or just set it back to multi-view. Do you get anything? If you do, then it's something else. If you don't, then yeah, you got to put in a repair or try to downgrade the firmware first. And if not, you're gonna have to put in a repair for that. Alrighty, we are having trouble getting sound from Zoom to vMix. We downloaded the AB audio cables and it's not happening for us. A input and B output. vMix is set both in and out, and Zoom is set to in and out. Because normally in vMix, what you would need to do is specifically set that audio input. I mean, it's a couple of ways you could do that. You can bring in the audio separately in vMix and just have it just audio in, and then just like right now, my audio is coming through my Rodecaster, and the video that y'all are seeing is the Blackmagic, and I'm just marrying those two together, and I'm not bringing them in at the same time. So you could try that. I need to play around with that and revisit that so I can make sure I'm just not talking off the top of my head. But it should be a simple fix to that, and we'll look at doing something to help you out with that. Probably like in a video to do that, because I don't have vMix on this system to try and do that right now. But we will get back to you and be on the lookout for that. Oh, and actually, follow-up comment. We see the meter moving, just no sound. Yes, we checked the mute button. Okay. Now, is the audio button under that window set up? So, like, for example, let me close this, and let me go back to here. Then let me change this to the streaming PC. So over here, like right now, you see all those audios that are here right now. So you see my main mix and my Black Magic one audio is on right now. So if I hit this right now, which I don't want to do, it will mute that channel so that it's not being sent to the main mix. Is that going on right now? Let me know if you can check that out and see. Let me get my mouse back over here. Well, thank you there, Steve. Good morning. And yes, please follow Steve's advice. Go ahead and hit that like button. I would really appreciate it. Let's see. And Mike is in agreement. Fusion is more stable in my experience, but it has its moments. I would agree. I would agree. Back to Robert. Do you have a static IP address for all the devices on your home network? Have you had an issue using the PTZ camera and its IP address changing? Thanks. No. Well, first, yes, every device except for, actually, let me take that back. Every device in my network here has a static IP address. I have it locked at the router level to always assign this IP address to certain stuff. So, like, for example, let me get in here first so I can let you see how my stuff is set up. Come on. Okay, all right, I'm on the right screen now. All right, so here on my unified network, so here are my computers and stuff like that. So yes, I have these locked to a certain IP address, so that they will not change. So like I'll do my Black Magic one. So most of the time, well, this one, wait a minute, is that the hyperdeck? What is that? 140. That's not correct. But anyway, like right now, if I go here to one of my Synology NASs, why all of these are set? Why are they now showing like they're not in a fixed IP address? That is very strange because I normally have all my stuff locked. Like right here, I normally have it like this. It's a fixed IP address for the computer. That is very strange because I always have it on my NASs so that they're always the same. Well, that's how I had mine, but obviously it looks like something happened to where they're not. But my computers are, normally everything else, just like when I set up at a church, all the PTZs and the joysticks are exactly the same. So if the internet went out, the router went out, they can still talk to each other. That's what I do, but I don't know why mine is not doing that now. Mitroy, are you referencing how I use the After Effects to make the stuff? Is that the one that you're asking about? Let me know. Dylan, what's going on? I sent you an email there, sir. Let me know, and we can go from there. Sean here. Hello, watching with my grandmother Lois, who recently turned 80 years old. Hey, well, congratulations on reaching that milestone, and thanks for watching. Rhonda, hello, good morning. Crossworks, just wondering if you tested out the Hyperdeck Shuttle HD. Yes, I do. It's actually, I can't even move it. Hold on. So yes, actually, hit the fade to black button. But yes, actually, I've been using it. The last couple of videos I've recorded on it. I need to do a video on this, but I'm having some hit or miss issues with loading video on here. And I think some other people have been talking about it as well too. I think it's really cool. I just need to figure out the exact, like even in DaVinci Resolve, there is a hyperdeck setting that I've rendered videos and I put them on here and it still didn't play. So a couple of people have said it's been very finicky on the format that you can and can't use. So I'm waiting for the update for that and then I'll do something else. So yes, I think it's good. And I think I messed myself up here. Let me plug all this back up. Now, did I put this in the wrong? Whatever. I have to hook the HDMI cables up later. You know who I am? Good morning from Jamaica again. So I wanted to start using OBS with my ATEM Extreme. Can I use the ATEM to go live and use OBS for lower thirds? If so, do I set, how, I'm assuming you're saying, how do I set that up? I mean, if you want to do it that the ATEM is streaming, you would just connect another HDMI, another output from the computer running OBS and connect that as an input into the ATEM, and then in OBS do a full screen projector that sends. I need to do a video about that because that's actually what I suggested to Pastor Allen at St. Paul's Church of God in Christ to do something. So I'm gonna do a video about that. So be on the lookout for that. Steve, how is your vMix system working with Windows 11? It has been rock solid. Ever since I went to Windows 11 when it was in beta and then upgraded to the full version, I have not had any problems in any way, shape, or form. All of my live streams for the last 6 months have been on that system without any issues. Let me see. Did I miss anybody's comments? All right, we're on page number 1. Wait a minute, I just missed a comment. Michael, like, you know, hey AJ, how do you set up your IP address on Windows so that it can pick up the ATEM software controller and internet? I really don't set up anything. I have my stuff set up automatically, so I'm connected to my ATEM over USB and network, so it could pick up either one. So like, well, right now my other system is connected. If I brought my laptop out here right now, it could connect to it because of the network. It sees it just like if you had a printer on the network. When I have my computer connected over USB and I open up the ATEM software, it will look at that first over the network. If I disconnected the USB, then I can still connect to it. So let's see, let's mess around and do that now. So if I come over here and not there, we go to connection and I go to setup, you'll see we're on both connections. So I hope I don't mess nut when I do this. All right, so I just disconnected the USB and you see we're just on network. So if I connect again, see, I'm still connected. Now it's going over network instead of USB. So it should, it's just a priority type of thing. It's just, there's not a setting that you can change. It's just, that's how they've coded it. All right, well, let's connect that back and there we go. We're back on USB. So really not a setting. I just have, I'm on the same network and it can just pick it up. And that is it. Back to you know who I am. Beside OBS, what other free software can I use that's just as powerful. I have a few events coming up, and I really want to take my streaming to the next level, especially with animated lower thirds. I mean, you could try Streamlabs. You could also do XSplit. I mean, there's always vMix, but it's not a free one. Obviously, you said free. XSplit. I mean, if you're trying to do that, I mean, well, you said specifically free. You're kind of limited right there. Those are the only ones that I know of that are free. Is XSplit, unless they started charging again. Now you do have other options that if you're trying to use, you could just go directly to the platform. A lot of those have their own web-based ones that give you more control like that. But I'm not really aware of any of those like that. Noemi, good morning. Do you know of a way to put subscribe, like, and comment lower thirds through OBS? Yeah, you just got to make one. Now, do you want it to be animated, or like what I did earlier today when I did the animated one? Actually, you know what? Let's just do that. How about that? Where do I have it? I think I have something like that. So let's try that. So let's minimize this. Let's open up OBS. So I have a graphic that I've made that's like that. So originally, like I said, I made one that has that is a bunch of images, but I've also done one that is a video. So let me see. Was that my old one? Let me find where one is. I thought I did one. Is it stock? All right, yeah, like this. This is an actual video. So if I play this, all right, so you see I have my, now that was done in After Effects, but I made it as a video with a solid green background. All right, so what I'm gonna do, if you wanna add that lower third, let's go ahead and add, let me bring my camera in here, and it's gonna go on to infinity. And I'm gonna bring up, let me actually turn that off right now because that's kind of annoying. Let's add another media source. That's gonna be like, subscribe, share. And I don't want this to loop, but I want it to restart every single time that I bring it in there. So let's copy this path. And boom. So now there's my animated lower third, but hey, I don't like that. What are we gonna do? Let's put a filter on it. And that's why I did it all green. I'm gonna do a chroma key. And there. So now, if we restart it, look, the green is gone. And if I bring my video up, look, there it is. That's all you need to do. So hopefully that helps. And like I said, I like the, you can actually get a 7-day or a 2-week trial with After Effects, and you can find one of these, because this is what I always say. I haven't done this video in a while, but I highly recommend, and I need a new window here, that y'all set up an account with Video Hive or Envato, and every month, unless they've changed it, if you go all the way down here to the bottom, they give away free assets every month. So you might not need them right now, but it's nothing wrong with taking them down. Like right now, they have a stock photo of a couple kissing. They got emotional wedding music that they give you the license to use this stuff. They give it away. They got stock video of traffic, which I think I downloaded, but I'm gonna make sure I get that again. Because you can build up your repository of stuff. And the reason I say that is they gave away lower thirds that you can have for free. It was 1 month that I got them. And you could always sign up for After Effects. They also have DaVinci Resolve templates in here as well too. So if DaVinci Resolve elements or titles or whatever like that, you can get some of this and get one, especially if they give it away for free. Make your stuff and move on, and that's it. Or go ahead and get After Effects, do the 7-day, 14-day trial, get all of the animated package that you want that's for After Effects, make it, and then close your account. I mean, that's a good way to do that, but I really recommend y'all go to videohive.net, sign up for this, and then you can at least get free assets. I mean, they give away website templates. I've made so much stuff because of the stuff that they give away for free, and it's for the whole month, and it doesn't cost anything. So like right now, if I went here to this one, see, it doesn't even show me what the regular price is, but since I'm logged in, I can just download this for free, and boom, guess what? It's now a part of my collection. So again, just like the music as well too, and it comes with a license. So if you actually use it, guess what? Now if somebody on YouTube or Facebook got a problem with the music, you have a license that says you have a license to use it. So really recommend that. I will put a link to that down below, videohive.net. Alrighty. Rodney, what is going on? What is the best way to have the output of OBS go to a projector and monitor? That's kind of like the same thing that we were just talking about, sir. So if I cut back over here and we go to OBS, right now I have 5 monitors set up. So I have one at the right, and I need to do a different image so that you can tell what I'm doing. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna loop this so y'all know what screen this is going to. All right. So because my capture card, my video card has multiple outputs, or you can buy one, and I've done it plenty of times before. There's a USB to HDMI display adapter or USB to VGA display adapter you can get from Amazon for like $15 that will give you another display output. When you have that, you go inside of OBS, have whatever going on, right click on here and go to full screen projector. And I think it's the splitter. Yep. Now it's going to go full screen. So now if I switch over to that input, like it can be a projector TV, that is what's going on. That is what's being played on that output coming directly from OBS. All right. Because I could easily come up here, turn that off, and you don't see nothing. And I can go here to the animated lower thirds, and that's what's going full screen out here. So if I turn that off, this is all coming from OBS. And this is the same thing I was saying that would be done in another video. This output that you're seeing is what I can send to my ATEM, and OBS can act as that for you. So like if I go here, let's switch this to the super source. So now y'all can see, oh, I picked the wrong camera. Hold on. Box number 2 and make that. All right, so if we're here, so now I can send this as a lower third from OBS. OBS is coming into the ATEM. Now, there's no background, and I'm actually doing this video now. Let me go back to my desktop. See, I'm doing too much. I'll go to my desktop here. And if we go here to our downstream key, and I want to say, oh, it's already set up. I want to use my right monitor, which is what you just saw, that OBS is pushing that image out to. I want to use that as my key and fill, and that's DSK number 1. So if I have that graphic looped, let's go back here, and I'm going to turn on DSK number 1, and you should see something right here from OBS for my animated lower third. Right there. Yay. That's all being done inside of here. So as you can see, I have the DSK on. That is what's sending it. So if I come in here to OBS and I turn this on and off, there's my animated lower third over top of my video. Really cool. That's how you can use OBS to do that. So if you use that animated lower third, which I did a video show you how to fix the issues that you have, you can do stuff like this, and it makes it real easy. You can do the same thing with the scripture one. Let me think. Did I get the scripture one fixed? I can't remember. Let's try this, what? James 1. And let me see if this will come up. No, this one still is not. So I'm gonna have to work on the Bible plugin one. But At least that'll show you how you could use OBS as your animated lower thirds and stuff like that. So hopefully that helps. Yeah. Right to Keith, good morning, everyone. If you are cruising next year, get the balcony. Oh, yes, that is what I booked. Once you go balcony, well, when I first went, I did ocean view, and then I'm like, oh, I'm never gonna do. I've never had an interior room, mainly because you can't tell what time it is. But when you're on a cruise ship, you're rarely ever in your room unless you're going to sleep. Hey, it's party, it's getting some pizza and eating and hanging out and enjoying stuff. But yes. But then I went to a balcony. I don't go back. Balcony is the thing. And I'll do a video because my vacation that I'm going on next month is actually this same cruise, but it's on a different ship. The ship that the E-Missionary Cruise is on is the Liberty of the Seas. I'm going on the Independence of the Seas, which is the exact same one. And then in August, I'm going on it again. That's on the Freedom of the Seas. But I will post a bunch of pictures and a tour for those who've never been on a cruise. I mean, I'm telling you, you don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss it. We're going to have fun. Back to Carriers of the Covenant. You are so right about the so-called improvements that nobody asked for. In word. Yes, I hate them. Miss Congeniality. Greetings to you as well. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yay, we got some other people there. Woo. Hey, I'm gonna also put make a shirt so that all of us will know when we're there. So when we roll in there, they'll be like, who is this E-Missionary stuff? And stuff like that. So hey, really excited about that. But thank you. So that's we got 2 down, and let's see who else we got on here. I'm gonna go up here to the Facebook group and let's see what is going on. Oh, also, I'm also excited because today marks my business has been alive and running for 6 years. Most businesses fail within the first 5 years, and thank God, give him all the praise, honor, and glory for it, that he has allowed it to last and thrive and prosper over 5 years. We are in year number 6, so I am very, very thankful about that. All right, so let's come on over here to the Facebook group and let's see. So that was the information for the roundtable. So it's always there. There's the conference we're talking about. Here is the cruise here. So as you can see, there's the information that's all up on there. There's another little video that if you're not, actually, let me do that. I don't think y'all can hear the audio for that though. Let me crank up my audio here so we can actually see. This is Coco Cay. This is a private island that actually, I don't need to do that. AJ, you made the video. Just play that. This is one of the private islands that Royal Caribbean owns that is going to be one of the stops that we go to. So, am I unmuted? Yes, I am. All right. Oh, no. Is that the right one? No, that isn't it. Where's it at? Oh, I hit the wrong one. Promo. Telling y'all, man, yeah. Man, do you understand the videos that's about ready to come out of that? And we're gonna have a blast, folks. So again, that's the whole island is owned by Royal Caribbean. The only people that are on there are the people from the ship. And it's now the best thing about that is all the food and everything that's on that island is included. When you pay for that, not the activities, but all the food that are on there you can do. And you can just go eat and all this other stuff. We're actually going to be riding. They have a helium balloon that goes up that will see the entire island. I'm actually going on that, so that's going to be real fun, folks. But let me see. Did anybody post? So that's why I said I was first one. I just booked there, and I think we got some more folks that are on here as well too. So hey, it's welcome for any of y'all to come. So really excited about that. And my DSK has been on the entire time. All right, let's see. Where did I leave off at? Hello, hello. Thank you for joining us again. D Green wants to know, which PTZ controller do you recommend? Well, it all depends. Now, this one is the one I just recently had in a video that I'm going to do a review on. This is actually the one that I have for install at Mount Carmel in Lynchburg that I'm going to be doing. I like this, but the issue that I have with this one is there are no quick set buttons to get to a specific camera. You would have to hit camera and then the number, then enter. It doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're in the middle of trying to do something, you want quick access. So this actual controller is by Left Tech, or is it Facility? I mean, a lot of them are exactly the same, but this one was going for $285. This is an IP based one as well too. So could you connect it on RS-232? Maybe. I think you can. Some of these, all of these are generic, and some of these do and do not work. So I don't know, but technically you can just connect this over Ethernet, and that's why I've been moving to do stuff like this. But me personally, I mean, also in the video, it actually shows the image of what the camera is on here, which is really cool. That's the first that I've seen for these. But really, it has all the buttons. I just don't like the fact that there's not a quick access to go directly to a camera. The other one I've used is the Famaco one. I always get the cameras in a bundle, so it comes with the camera, the joystick as well too. But that is your choice. I've actually used a ton of them, and their functionality is the same. But the main thing, some of them don't have buttons on the joystick, so you can set presets. That's a negative for me. And then other ones don't have quick access to the cameras. That's another negative for me, because I just want it to be like you can just press one button, you're now controlling the camera, you can set the presets, it's everything that's right there. So I personally would say the Famaco one right now, but like, for example, let's go over here to Amazon and let's look up a PTZ controller. So like this one, and the PTZ Optics, the other PTZ Optics Joy. This is the one that I had that you just saw me hold up. And like I said, a lot of them are exactly the same. This is actually the same shell that the Famaco one is. So I'll just do the Famaco one as well too. So if we look at it, if we zoom in, see there's no quick access button for your camera. You would have to dial in the camera for each one. Now the PTZ Optics one, as you see, they have a bunch of 6 buttons that you just press that button, now you're automatically connected to it. Now this is a serial joystick one, so this one would require a wire to daisy chain to each camera. This is how I used to do all of the stuff until it actually came down in price. Now this is the other updated PTZ Optics joystick that has quick access to buttons, but yeah, and then it does have a set and call, so you can set a position and call it back. And this is, like I said, the shell is exactly the same, so you can connect over Ethernet. Now, just like with the Famaco, you have 4 quick access buttons right at the top compared to the 6. You have your call and preset, and it all depends on you. I've used all of these except for the newer G4 one by PTZ Optics. I mean, they're using the same protocol to talk. Now you're just looking to see which one has the buttons that you have on it. I personally really recommend you having a quick access button. So yes, you can dial in the camera that you connect to if you have more than 4 or 6, but most of them, I haven't seen anybody use that many cameras, and it just makes it really easy for you to jump to the camera by just pressing one button instead of 3 buttons to get access to one camera. Alrighty, hopefully that helps you. Reverend Richards, good morning. Thank you for joining us. Scott, that's right. I think Scott, aren't you on a vacation right now? We just announced the cruise, man. You got to come back on this one as well with us as too. um, Paul wants to know, hey AJ, is it possible to get Facebook chat into OBS to monitor the chats directly? How can I do that? Yes, actually you can. Well, originally you could. Let me see. I might have to revisit that. Like if you were doing something like Restream would actually bring the chat there. Now, depending on what you're streaming to, you could set up a Restream account and it's free, depending on where you're streaming to, and then Restream will capture the chat and bring it into a window inside of here. So like, um, let me see. Let me connect to this first. I'll need to give my login info first. Restream, connect. What is my Restream stuff? I haven't used it in so long. All right, I will use this one. Now I'll click over here in a second. I just don't want y'all to see my login stuff. No, I'm not a robot. Tractor. Okay. All right, so I am now in OBS, and if I connect, so if I turn this on, it would have a unified chat here inside of here. That's why I would use Restream just for that. Natively, I don't think Facebook offers this type of functionality in OBS. I just use Restream to link to the Facebook page that I'm streaming to. If it's a personal page, it's free. If you go to like a public page, like a business, a church, or a private group like our Facebook group, you would have to pay for here. But this would give you the centralized stuff that you could dock here, and it's all in here, and you would see everybody's comments. So hopefully that's what I would do if you wanted to have it in one location. Hey, you are welcome and not a problem. Yes, this is live, and I hope you have a great birthday. Back to my cousin Derek. Hey, I tried to set the audio gain compressor and equalizer setting in the ATEM app to the settings I have to use in DaVinci. It caused some feedback in the speakers. Are there good settings in the app? Well, it all depends. I don't know exactly what settings that you are doing now. For the pass-through, I would, if your board actually has that, I'd rather do it in the board than it is there. But I would have to, I got a video that I'm working on that I'm gonna have my friend Jamel from college, who is an audio engineer. I want to have him on board in a video and we talk through this, because all the EQing and stuff, that's new to me. And I want to bring somebody on who actually does this, who's done recordings and tracks, and he's a DJ as well as he does a music producer for other people, and he'll explain that stuff. So I need to get on his calendar so we can all do that, and hopefully that would help, because it's hard for me to even explain that, because I'm studying that stuff as well too. So sorry, Derek, I can't really help you with that one unless somebody on here in the group knows more about that. We can really appreciate that shared knowledge. Crossworks. I've had the same problem with the Hyperdeck Shuttle HD. Thanks for the feedback, and I look forward to the review. Hey, you are welcome. AJay Gray. Do you know any ways I can connect a drone to the ATEM, and do you know why an input on a fairly new ATEM wouldn't work? Well, let me answer number one first, because I've done that with the ATEM before. Hold on one second. All right, so I ordered the DJI Mini 3, but for whatever reason, I guess it's back ordered. So this is my original Mavic 2 Zoom controller, and they had these screens instead of using the phone that I use that they don't support anymore for whatever reason. But originally, when I used to use a tablet to control this, I had an old NVIDIA Shield. It used to be the best type of drone tablet to use. I mean, tablet to use with your drone, and it had an HDMI out. I used to just run that and connect it to the ATEM, but I like this that's from DJI because it has the HDMI out as well too. So what I used to do, I had and this was before Faber HDMI cables, I had an HDMI to Ethernet extender that I would be outside at church or whatever with this connected flying my drone, and I would have the extender and the other end is connected to the ATEM. That's how I was able to bring my drone footage live into the ATEM. And I've done that many times before. So now, if you could do the same thing if your phone has a video capture out, or I'm trying to think about into the ATEM. Yeah, if you have like my Pixel 6, for whatever reason, it doesn't support HDMI out, but my older phone did. So you could just have a dongle connected. Well, you're using your connection to connect to the drone. I have to think, but for me, that's how I did it. I used the screen that I have that I look at when I'm flying my drone here. That's how I would connect it to my ATEM. I don't know why I turned that on because I don't want this on in my bag. Creative for fun. I believe that's how we want to run our lower thirds at Spotlight Deliverance Temple, using the ATEM to go live and use OBS for lower thirds. We'll see which is feasible. Sure thing. Hey AJ, I'm David from Nigeria. Hey, thanks for joining us. I would like to find out if you ever set up live streaming audio using the Yamaha TF5. No, I have not, but let me see what that is. Yamaha TF5. Actually, yes, we have. Actually, I have. That is... Let me zoom in here. This is actually the board that they used at Cornerstone Baptist Church, I believe, when I was down in Florida. And that's what they used. Yeah, that's exactly what they used. So what aspect do you need information about it? So if you're talking about having a separate channel of audio, yeah, I mean, it's just like we've done before for aux out and stuff like that. So like if I can zoom in as best as possible, see both of those at ends, I just used the out and just routed the audio and made it an aux going from dual female XLR to a 3.5 millimeter if you were going into an ATEM or you wanted to go into a computer. Any one of those would work, but actually it has USB out, so you can connect it over USB and you should be able to get the audio that way as well too. But what aspect are you trying to do with that? Oh, sorry, I cut over here before I went here. Derek was saying the compressor was set to avoid loud moments, but the volume was too low in DaVinci because of feedback in the wall speakers. Have to think about that. Like for me, when I record, I'm recording from the ATEM, but I'm also recording natively from my audio, so that I can always have a rollover and enhance. Because like when I bring my audio from my Rode, it's so much better, and I can enhance it more than what's going to the ATEM. So I can have editing afterwards. I have to think about that one. Rhonda also wants to suggest, and I haven't mentioned them, and I've used them as well too. CMG Graphics has monthly freebies as well too. So yes, good options as well too. Lots of great tools out there for your ministry, and it doesn't have to cost you anything. Isaac wants to know, good morning, sir. When using vMix, I am getting a CPU high usage. What setting should I check? Well, first, what you should probably do is go in there and make sure under your settings that you have, do I have vMix on this system? I thought I did. No, I didn't. I uninstalled it. Okay. Yeah, I don't have it on here. Let me change this and let me see if we can get over to that system. Oh, I don't want to do that because vMix be acting up sometimes. Inside of vMix, actually, let me download it and install it, so we can actually do it on this system. But in vMix, it depends on your system. Hopefully, you may have some type of 3D accelerated card, and you can turn that on so that you can actually have utilize the 3D graphics to enhance the engine. If you're getting a high CPU, just like the other video we did with how your computer specs impact your live stream, it may be that you're pushing that CPU to the limit and it just can't handle anything else. Hold on, let's install this and let's see what it do wherever my install screen is. But we'll come back to that. Here, I need to pin that one so I can come back and we'll answer that. Paul. Oh, now it came up for my here. We just got the Behringer drum mic set, and we are using an old powered mixer for the moment to mix the audio and send to the main mixer. Do you have any video regarding drum mic setup? No, not specifically, but I did set up a drum mic yesterday at Gilfield. But maybe we'll go ahead and do that because I need to go back to Gilfield on Monday to do a follow-up, and because I did a final the install is complete video, but everybody was there because I just finished training them, so I want to kind of do it again, just so I can do more detail with that. So I'm gonna do that on Monday, and I'll try and do something separately to help out as best as I can with that one. You know who I am. A sound engineer recommending that I should not take my sound directly from the aux out quarter inch jack of my Mackie Pro FX V3 to a 3.5 into the ATEM, but I should add an audio interface in between. Thoughts? Why? I'm just wondering, what was his, did he just say just don't do it? Did he give any rationale behind it? Because, I mean, if you have, I mean, it's tons of people who've done that. I mean, I'm doing that. I'm doing that now with my board from quarter inch to there. You know, I guess unless he's trying to say it's like quarter inch is unbalanced and you want to go to a, or did I say that backwards? I don't know. I just want to know, did he have a reason why he said not to do that? That would be my more concern. I don't like anybody just saying, don't do this way. Give me a reason for. So, I mean, from an educational standpoint, at least. Hold on. Yeah, I have this license activated on another computer, so it won't let me open up vMix. But all right, now we're back to vMix. Go back to the other question that you asked. So, if you're having performance issues in vMix, the first thing I would do is come in here to settings and performance. And right now, if you have a graphics adapter, so I have a RTX 2070 in the system, I would check off use high impact input performance mode, which will leverage the GPU to give you a little bit more performance. If not, everything is going to be leaning on your CPU, which sounds like that's the issue that you're having, that your CPU is not able to handle that. Now, question for you is, what CPU do you have in that system? And are you aware of, do you have a graphics card? And if you do, which one is it? Because you could easily get a graphics card, which may be cheaper than getting a CPU, and that would give you some more performance to help you out there. Mr. Garrett's talking about balcony is the way to go. So that's what you booked right now, right? You're coming, right? Because you're giving everybody about recommendations about the balcony. That means you have to become. You just gotta come. Oh, and I am a little bit of a hater, folks. I've gone on a total of 14 cruises, and out of those 14, 2 of them are Carnival, 12 are Royal Caribbean. Royal Caribbean was my first, so it's not that I'm a hater. If you've only gone on Carnival and you've never been on Royal Caribbean, good Lord, you don't know what you're missing. I've taken people who've gone on Carnival before, and I've taken them on Royal Caribbean, and literally their reaction is like, I'm not going back to Carnival. It's a lot of stuff to do on there. But be on the lookout. I'm telling y'all, I normally don't do this, but I'm gonna do a video walking around of the ship so you can actually see everything that's going on there. And I'm telling you, it is gonna be a blast, folks. It's gonna be a blast. So Rhonda was saying cruising is awesome. I've only done Carnival, but it was fantastic. Rhonda, I'm telling you, you gotta come on to Royal Caribbean. Dylan, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Thank you, Norm. Much appreciated. Evan Flame, I may do a presentation regarding using PowerPoint to create animated lower thirds and other stream graphics for use with the ATEM switchers at your invitation, AJ, for the con. Hey, that would be more than welcome. Love it, love it. Mousy, what's going on? Thank you. Hey, AJ, you need to pay shillings to Africa a visit for vacation. I bet you'll love it. Oh yeah, I actually had a chance to come to South Africa when I was working at a software company, but then they actually gave the trip to somebody else because they needed me in the rear to stay for tech support. So I'd love to come visit. The only thing, at least when this was maybe like 15 years ago, it was like a month worth of shots before going there, which I don't have any issue with needles, but I'm like, that sounds like a bit much, but we'll see. We shall see. Is there a video that takes a beginner through Pro Presenter 7? Guess what? We just dropped one the other day. And we got another series that is coming out because I'm making a series of these videos for Signs and Wonders to get them up to speed. So if I cut over here to my channels, we got it right here. New volunteer guide for Pro Presenter 7. That just goes over the interface, and we'll be diving in and doing more videos as well for the aspects of everything as well. So we got you covered. We got you covered. And I will take a link to that and share that here. Pro Presenter 7 beginner guide. But there we go. Pat is saying they actually have the same acility. I always pronounce it wrong. I didn't want to say sility, but anyway, she said she has the same one. It works great. Awesome. And also, again, it's a shell, so they can confirm that the RS-232 does not work. And thank you for that. Awesome. Yep, and that is exactly with the Famaco. That is what I've tested here. I've also tested with the Pursuit and some other ones, the SMT AV. So yes. Miss Congeniality says, congratulations on 6 years, Habakkuk 2 and 2, King James Version. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision, make it plain, so that when you go run, yep, that's my scripture right there. It used to be the scripture before that was, and I just went blank for a second. It was, I'll get it here in a second. Maybe I'm not remembering because I don't need to say it, because it used to be the scripture that used to have me frustrated for a long time. Hope deferred makes the heart sick. That's what it was. But thankfully, God done turned that thing around, so I'm very happy with that. Paul, what is the video quality between PTZ camera and camcorder and DSLR? That's really hard to answer. Because it depends on the sensor. All of them are really meant for different functions. Camcorders, normally you can't change the lens. DSLRs, you can. Normally a DSLR's sensor is a lot bigger and it has a greater image quality. Like right now, I'm on my PTZ optics. I'm on my Blackmagic 4K camera right now. Great image compared to my camcorder, which is a Sony 4K camcorder right there. I think this one gives me a lot better than just a native camcorder right here. And then I don't have my DSLR up. So, then we got the studio camera? Why is that not on? My studio camera has been off. That's strange. That camera's been off this entire time. Oh, I'm on the wrong thing. Oh, there it goes. What's up with that? I mean, just compared to this right there, which I need to turn the gain up on here. So I got a nicer picture for y'all. You see, I'm in my jammies. So, but yeah, I mean, it all depends. You know what? I keep hitting the wrong camera. Yeah, but it really all depends. I would say overall a DSLR will give you a better picture, but then you have some caveats from how long it lasts, the lenses, the price, connections to your video. Camcorders are meant for long form content, but they give you a good picture, but it's not gonna give you as good as a picture with that. And the PTZ, I would say, gives you a similar image to your camcorder, but it adds the functionality of being able to move and zoom in out remotely. So that's what I would say for that. Mousy gives an endorsement that the Restream chat works really well in OBS. So again, I think that would be a good option for that. Lenny, how can you export OBS settings so you can set another computer with OBS to the same settings to test ideas without messing up the original? I cannot remote into our church. That is very easy. Lenny, what we're going to do is this. And this is how I actually did my OBS bundle as well. So let's cut over to here. What you're going to do is come up here to profile, and you would export your profile first. And then under each one of your scene collections, you would export those as well too. And then you go onto the other computer, import them. That's all you got to do. Your profile here, that saves all of your settings in OBS, where you're streaming to, your resolutions, your audio, all that stuff. That's what the profile does. Your scene collection will save all of this. And they actually did a new one. I thought they export everything now. So like if I say I take the one I'm doing right now for testing and I export that, I'll put that on my desktop, just export it. So now on my desktop, there's my testing. So this is what window did it open up? So this is what has all my settings in here that I would import. But then if I exported my scenes, there's what I would import in my scenes. But be mindful, this is just the scenes. It's not the assets that you are using with the scenes. So as you see right here, like if I was using the starting soon graphic, that is not embedded in that file. You would need to actually take all of the footage and files and everything that you have and move them over to whatever app that you're, the computer that you're using. So like for me in here, it would actually look for OBS complete bundle starting soon, 5 minute. That's where it would look for if I moved and restored this on any other computer. So that's all you got to do. Profile, export that, then import it onto the new computer that has all your settings that OBS has, where it's streaming to everything. Scenes are all your scenes and sources that you have set up, but not the assets tied to them. The camera, the video, the audio, the images, all of that needs to be moved as well too. All right, so hopefully that helps you. All right, Robert, how are the fiber optic HDMI cables working out? Can you share a few brands you use? I'm looking to purchase. Well, I have moved over to using DTech for all of the ones I'm using. All of the, like the long run that I have over here to my studio camera right over there, which is out of focus. Let me hit focus real quick. There we go. Yeah, that one is running all the way over here. All the other installs that I've done recently, like a Gilfield, those are fiber optic cables. Those are DTech, and those have been working well for me. I used to use iBirdie, but then the iBirdie ones, I've had a couple of ones I've had to send back because they haven't worked. At this point, DTech, I have not had any problems with any of them, and I've bought maybe 75 of them, and I haven't had any problems. So that's the brand that I'll use, and that I use currently, and I will give you a link to some of those if you are interested. HDMI cable. So right here, I'm about to take this down. This is the brand that I've used that you see I've ordered a bunch of times. So I will send a link there. So 100 foot is only $60. They've come down in price as well too. So I will put a link to that if anybody is interested in those fiber HDMI cables. And I've used from 30 all the way up to 250 foot. Those are the ones that I have used. Here, if you are using DJI Fly app includes a native live streaming feature, so you can use its RTMP server to connect to the drone feed and then use it to stream. Now, I'm glad you mentioned that. That's originally how I used to do it. I actually would stream from the DJI app, and the only reason I didn't use it because it would be finicky, and sometimes it would go up in its quality. But yeah, what I did originally is I had a Raspberry Pi set up as my own little native RTMP ingestion server, and I would stream from that to the Raspberry Pi over my network. In the Raspberry Pi output, I had X monitor out that would output it into the ATEM over HDMI. I know that's nerdy, but that's how I did it. Now, for the people who are super nerdy, what I am planning on doing is setting up a AWS server, just rent it out, and show you how to set up your own streaming platform. This is a one-off. So if you really are tired of Facebook, YouTube, and all this other stuff like that, and I'm going to do a guide to show you how to set that up remotely, and you have your own server that you don't have any restrictions to, and you can have it, you can share the link to the platforms, or more preferably, this is for something that you can host directly on your church website without going through all the protocols. So be on the lookout for that as well too. Okay, I make use of USB out to send my matrix output, but I am unable to use that cable to multi-track as well. So should I just switch to the aux out for the stream and multi-track with USB? Possibly. I would think try that. But it sounds like you're doing some extra recording and editing after that. I would say I use USB out to send a matrix out. I mean, you can use both at the same time. You can just make it another aux out that you can send whatever channels that you want to, or duplicate the output, and just have that go to your live stream, but then use the USB for your multi-track. I think that would work. Rhonda wants to know, what are your thoughts on Starlink RV? I'm going to wait rather than deal with. Well, I actually just purchased Starlink for my mom because her Comcast connection has been going in and out like crazy. So we just ordered her Starlink because it finally is available in Lynchburg in her area. So I would do a deep dive to show you how installing that. I mean, because that's just for a house, but I've been recommending that as well for churches as well too. That I'm going to take my stuff down there and stream off of it and see what the quality is so you can see an example. And my mom lives on the outskirts of Lynchburg. So Verizon is not an option. Comcast is the option. And it's in that whole area. It's been going in and out for the last 9 months like crazy. So I would take a deep dive. Now, back to your original question, what I think about Starlink RV, I think it's really cool because that just proves, like, let me nerd out real quick. I like Starlink for the fact that it's going to be global internet anywhere, and if they put it on your RV, that will quickly show you that you can have internet on your car. But more importantly, they're adding it. Hawaiian Airlines is going to have Starlink that offers broadband internet for free on your flights. And once they start doing that, what's to stop Starlink from starting their own cell phone company to where now if there's internet all over the world, and now you can just use a phone that uses Wi-Fi that goes right to the satellite. That's just me. But I think it's kind of cool. I think the RV package of Starlink costs a little bit more. But let's go to it and let's check it out. I think it is a very good option for those ministries that don't have internet in the area. So if we go to RV, yeah, they charge $135 a month compared to $110 a month. Now that might sound like a lot, but people who are in areas that they don't have internet options like that, they're already paying something crazy for a horrible internet connection. I'm trying to get my camera back in focus. It looks like this one is out of focus. And why? I don't know why. Oh, now it's gonna respond. But anyway, but yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I think it's really cool that we're getting to the tech to be able to do that, and especially for our ministry, because I have a unified network at my mom's house, so it's gonna connect. So I really think this would be a good deep dive to show you how it will perform. I would say, I think. Now, why the reason are you looking at RV is because it's more readily available in your area than the residential one. I mean, you're going to save yourself $25 in the grand scheme of things. That's not a big deal, but be on the lookout for that because there's a bunch of churches that are in rural areas. So I think that would really, really help. Oh, back to Rhonda. It's tempting. Do it. Do it. Do it. All right, so if it has a Radeon built into it, make sure you check off the high performance so that way it's using the GPU to enhance. Make sure under that setting in vMix, it is actually using that. Well, Restream is a website, so it's not necessarily, it's agnostic. It doesn't matter if it's PC or Mac. It's just where you're streaming to. And especially if you do it the same way we did in OBS, it will show up the exact same way. Back to You Know Who I Am. The sound engineer was saying that the ATEM sound settings are limited and having an interface gives a more refined sound with higher quality, or I should just, well, I mean, what type of interface are you, I'm wondering, is he talking about? Because like if I come over here and we're looking at the audio, my audio is routed in here right now. This is what you're seeing right here. And I could get an audio interface and do more, but I mean, at this point, I don't know, at least for me, I wouldn't want to do a whole lot of stuff at this level. And it gives you a lot of functionality in here. But I'm just wondering, I don't know. I mean, everybody has their opinion, but that's just me. Back to Andy here. Hi, AJ. I'm thinking of moving from OBS and go all the way into vMix. Reason is that it seems like vMix already have a lot of things set up and ready to go for streaming. and most importantly, does not crash. Right now, OBS is giving me a message that says AV interlace right frame fail, 13 position denied, 13 permission denied. It rearranged all my presentation and I cannot record to my external hard drive while streaming. That sounds like that might be an issue with, because when you in OBS, well, first off, that's your choice. I like vMix. I mean, I can use either one. Right now, I'm using vMix to do this live stream. At churches, at Antioch, they still use OBS. At Signs and Wonders, they use the ATEM directly. I mean, it all depends, especially if you're moving because of your needs. I think it's a good call that you would do. And again, it's your choice. But the setting error that you're getting, it might be that the profile is corrupted, or it might just be that your settings for your recording and streaming are exactly the same, and it might not be able to support that. So like if we cut back over here, so if we go into our settings here, we have our output. See right now, I'm using NVENC, my GPU, for the encoding, but I'm using the exact same settings here. It could be that it's overloaded and it can't do that. So you might want to change this to something different, and use a different encoder. Again, I don't know what GPU that you're using and stuff like that, but that, I mean, it kind of sounds like you've already made up your decision. And honestly, it doesn't really, I don't have a yay or nay on either one. If you're already considered vMix, you already know the cost of it. So that's why I'm not bringing that up. So I think either way you go, it's going to be how you run your stuff that makes it easier for you to function and do the ministry that you do. So if vMix is the call, I say go for it. Is there a way to connect two camcorders to a single input capture card, and then my MacBook doesn't recognize the capture card? So at all, what can be done to fix it? Is there a way to connect two camcorders to a single input capture card? Yes, you can get a I mean, I used to do this originally before the ATEM Mini was there. And why am I still, looks like I'm still out of focus. Oh, maybe it's just the screen. I've done this originally when I was streaming with an ATEM television studio, and that was I can't really, trying to think. Hold on. Let me HTML splitter 2, 1. I had this backwards. Yeah, 2 in, 1 out. No, 1 in, 2 out. Yeah, I'm tripping. I'm trying to find it. I had it on here in Amazon. All right, so you could, this is the one I was looking for. You could try something like this. This is what I used to do originally. I would have all of my inputs in this and have this one end going into the capture card, but it's going to be a noticeable difference when you change. And the idea is, best as possible, make sure that the resolutions are exactly the same so that they will change. I mean, I would think that's an easy thing for you to try. I used to do that originally. I had one of these connected to my ATEM, and I had my PlayStation 2, 3, and 4 connected to that. And that's how I would switch in between each one. I don't do that now, but that's what I used to do. D, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. D is the greatest thing that's ever happened to my business. Thank you so much, D. She keeps my calendar straight. And for all of y'all, I tell y'all this, the people who call me directly, I'm always funneling you back to D, because D keeps y'all straight, and then I don't overbook myself, because most of the time people calling me, I'm balancing on a balance beam in the attic somewhere. Can we talk, AJ? Yeah, sure. Let's talk this afternoon. And then not realizing I didn't look at my calendar. So thank you so much, D. Back to Paul. Regarding my question with the Facebook chat, what if we open the chat on another tab, then add a browser in OBS with the link? Would that work? Yes, that will work. That's originally how I used to do this until before I moved to vMix. And that was the reason why I did the vMix, so I stopped doing it. But yes, that can work. She's Destiny waiting on the video on congregation microphones. Yeah, I do have that one. Honestly, I haven't had a chance to do it because I'm still trying to train everybody so that we can get it. And I'm still trying to get everybody at Signs and Wonders to get the in-house done, that I haven't even had a chance to really work and dial in the audio for the live stream. But it is coming. It is coming. Let's see. Oh, also, folks, if you like what we're doing, please go ahead and hit that like button. I would greatly appreciate it. It's just a little thing for y'all to do, but it means a lot to me and for YouTube, because YouTube has changed a whole bunch of stuff and it really helps. And also, I don't think I did it. If I don't get you a question, if you have a question, please email me at questions@ajayhomes.com. Give me 48 to 72 hours to get back with you. And I didn't mention, I'm actually teaching a conference back in Lynchburg tomorrow. So I'm going to be packing up all this and going there to teach a conference like I did 2 years ago down there about the importance of media ministry in my hometown. And I think I may live stream it. So if you see a link that pops up for a live stream, it's me from Lynchburg. So do that. Chad here. I don't see a benefit to the Starlink RV. You get prioritized service compared to a residential service. Use the residential and pay the $25 fee that lets you relocate your service anytime. Good advice. Good advice. That's a wide open question. Samsung better than Behringer in what? Mixer, mics, cables. Need some context for that. Lenny, can't wait for the Starlink video because that would be great for us. No internet service at our church. Hey, that's what it's for. I was going to buy one. I can't have one here in my apartment, but the fact that my mom can have it, I'll do that there. And then my Uncle Major, he's out in Gladys. They have to use like 2 to 3 Wi-Fi hotspots just to have internet. I think that would really help. And he has farmland, so it's wide open to the sky. So I think that would work great for them. All right, you are welcome. Everybody is saying, Rhonda, do it. Do it. Thank you, D. Really appreciate it. Appreciate it. So, D, did you book for the E-Missionary Cruise yet? Come on now, let's go. Indy here. I actually really wanted an A10 Mini Extreme ISO or Live View, but the officials aren't going that way right now. Understood. Folks, let's take a break real quick. I want to give a big shout out to all of my Patreon and YouTube supporters. I can't do this stuff without them. And we got a new Patreon supporter that is, come on, man. Why did you stop playing? See, I get my stuff and it ain't playing. I hate it. Well, you know what? Let's do this the same way we were just going to do this through OBS. How about I play it that way? Since it was working before we started, and now it just doesn't want to work. So we're going to go here into OBS, and I might as well show you what I'm doing. Come into OBS, turn that off, change my video into my supporter video, which is under stock, supporters, and I already have my green screen. And we're going to output that to my splitter. I need to slide over this way. We're going to turn on DSK. Oh, wrong one. Ah, why is it not working now? Man, don't you just love it when the stuff doesn't work? It's just such a great feeling. Oh well. I'm sorry, dear folks. I had my updated video here of all the my Patreon supporters, but we got a new Patreon supporter, Karen. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. And I really don't know why this is not working. Mm. Disappointed that didn't work. So my apologies for that. We're gonna be wrapping it up here pretty soon, but let's close out a couple of other ones. Reverend Arthur here. I'm really interested in E-Missionary Cruise, but that falls right in the middle of my business time at work. Man, you don't want to bring your laptop with you and just connect and work from. But I understand, folks. Last two, Paul. Question: our pastor is using a wireless mic, so when praying or preaching, sometimes when our pastor carry up his hand, so on the live stream can't hear when the mic goes away from him. Thought of adding another mic as a backup. Any thought? I mean, you can use a shotgun mic that stays away from him, that's aimed at him, but then the work would be a balance of making sure they don't negate each other. That could work as well too. I got you. So Reverend Arthur was saying that's also graduation time. Understood. That, I mean, honestly, that was the furthest out that they would let me book for right now, because they hadn't picked all of their stuff yet. But we'll see. Last one here, back from India. AJ, your content made me knowledgeable and speaking like a tech. Like a tech. I thank you so much. Hey, you are all welcome. Thank you so much for joining me, folks. If no one has ever told you, thank you for all the hard work that you are doing in media ministry for your given branch of Zion. It's not one person's responsibility to reach everybody. It is all of ours. And I hope that the stuff that I talk about here, the tutorials and everything we do, helps you make that journey just a little bit easier. Thank you for your hard work. Thank you, because sometimes we don't get a lot of appreciation. So this is what I want to do, is give you a shout out. Thank you for everything that you're doing. And then doing stuff like this, the giveaways, the vacations, the trainings, the conferences and everything like that, they're all meant to give you a moment of relaxation, rest, as well as empower you and give you the tools that you need to go higher, higher, deeper depths, higher heights and everything in your media ministry to help share the message like never before. So no matter where you are, you have a good evening, afternoon, day, morning, wherever you is, and we will see y'all on the next video. Later, folks.